A very good afternoon to everyone. Welcome to Global Online. Here we are back with our UGC NTA NET preparation for paper 1, that is for 2022 cycle. And we are preparing for the upcoming examination, that is September 2022 batch. Now we are going to start with we have already started with a quick revision series, and in quick revision series we have completed 2 units. We have completed the unit of research aptitude, we have completed the unit of teaching aptitude, and the third unit which we are going right now is with communication, wherein we are going to take all the MCQs, and these MCQs are like quick revision series which will help you to clear your examination, or as well as it will help you to revise the things quickly. So let's start the session for the day. Before we go ahead, just an announcement regarding what does Global Online has to offer for you. So we have paper 1 batches which consist of daily live lectures, PDF notes on all the topics. We have last 10-year question papers with answer keys, test series consisting of 2500 plus MCQs. You can get this with the help of Global Online app, or you can also get in touch with us with the help of given WhatsApp number. The fees for same is 3,500. In case if you are reaching on Global Online app, what you're supposed to do is you can download the app with the help of Google Play Store. This is the interface which you will it will be reflected. You have to register yourself with the mobile number, and once your registration is done, it will reflect you the course. Once the payment for the fees is done, this is the interface which you will see. You will get an access to the content, wherein we have all the folders unit wise, and these folder consist of theory lectures, MCQ lectures, notes, mock test and evaluation test, which will help you to prepare yourself best for your upcoming examination. This is all about paper 1. In case any student or any learner who is looking for paper 2, we do have paper 2 notes and MCQs available with us. The subjects are reflected on the screen. We have added philosophy as one of the new subject. So you will definitely get all the notes and MCQs available. For the same, you need to contact us on the given WhatsApp number. The fees for the same is 1,500. The fees payment will help you to get the access to the notes as well as MCQs. So this is what Global Online has to offer. Now let's start the session for the day. We have the questions, that is, we have total number of questions is 5 in communication unit. And these questions, that means each question carries 2 marks. So the total number of marks allotted to this particular unit is 10. So you are going to expect 5 questions for 10 marks from this particular unit. Now in this unit you have syllabus. We will quickly have a look at the syllabus. The syllabus consists of communication. The syllabus consists of effective communication, barriers and mass media and society. So when we talk communication, you have meaning, types and characteristics. Definitely there is one question out of this. Effective communication, either verbal or non-verbal the question will be. There is also cycle, when one question was seen on intercultural and group communication, and classroom communication, they merge up with teaching aptitude. So you have to be careful when you're reading the questions related to barriers as well as mass media and society. On barriers, I have given you a slide to revise in my theory classes, so just ensure that it is done very well so that you are thorough with this syllabus. The syllabus looks to be very small, crisp, but your questions can be challenging, so you have to really keep on a tap on the practice of the questions. So let's start the session for the day with question number 1. So on the screen you have the first question. When we say that communication is intentional, so the question says that when communication is said to be intentional, what does it means? What does the sentence means? Whether it is sender consciously intends to affect the behavior. Effective communication is a process of acting on information. Through speech communication, people make sense of words, or none of the above. So when the question says that, or when the statement says that communication is intentional, so you have to define what is intentional. What does intentional means? Okay, so I'm waiting for the answers from everyone. You can start answering the questions depending upon the options which you feel is right for the given question. So whether it is option number A, whether it's option number B, whether it's option number C, or whether it's option number D. I'll read out the meaning for the question again. When it is said that communication is intentional, so when we say that communication is intentional, what does it means or what does it indicates? And that's what you have to give the answer for. Yes, I'm waiting for all the answers from you all. Yes, no answers yet. Is there a doubt or a confusion in the question? Okay. Yes, students can answer the question with the option number. So the right option for this question is option number 1. Now let's read the question once again in case if you have any doubt. When we say that communication is intentional, what does it mean? So it means that the sender consciously intends to affect the behavior of the receiver. Now see, here you do not have to take it whether it is a positive behavior, negative behavior. They are just simply asking the intention. The intention is that the sender sending the message wants the intends to affect the behavior of the receiver for that particular message, and hence we always say that, or we say that communication is intentional. Okay, now let's go to question number 2. A very easy question. What does communication is? That is, communication is a transfer and understanding of what? Whether it is a transfer and understanding of ideas, concepts, meaning and words. The same question is being a part of many such cycles, but in a very different way. So every cycle you will see some different way when this question has appeared. So I have just picked up one of them. Communication is the transfer and understanding of what? Whether it is ideas, whether it is concepts, whether it is meaning, or whether it is words. I hope all the students can hear me very clearly. There is no response from anyone for the answers. You just have to type the answer, question number and the option number. So which option stands to be right. I'm waiting for all the answers from you all. So just in case if you have any doubt, you can put it in the chat box. We'll refer to the doubt and we'll get back to you. So communication is basically the transfer and understanding of what? It is transfer and understanding of meaning. See here, what we do, we transfer the message, okay, or we ensure that we understand the message. So when communication is said to be transfer and understanding, it is with respect to what? It is with respect to the meaning. So meaning relates to what? It is related to message. Now, communication is transfer and understanding of meaning. It means that no information or idea has been conveyed, communication will not take place. So unless and until the meaning is not clear, the message is not clear, the information is not clear, it will not be called as communication. So the right answer is meaning. Okay, let's go to question number 3. Now question number 3 states that which of the following can be termed as the context of communication. Okay, now when we talk about communication, which from the given options can be termed as or can be said as the context? Whether an interference with message reception, effective communication, verbal and non-verbal responses to message, or a physical and psychological environment for conversation. So when we say context, what does it indicates? Whether it indicates the interference, whether it indicates effective communication, whether it indicates the responses, or whether it indicates the physical or psychological environment for conversation. What does it indicates? Okay, waiting for the answer everyone. Question number 3 on the screen. I hope everyone can see the screen very well, can hear me very well. Just waiting for the response from everyone. I am not able to see the answers at all. I'll just refresh the things. Okay. Okay, so coming to question number 3. when we talk about the context of communication, it basically, okay, we know yes, good. It basically talks about what a physical and psychological environment for conversation which takes place with the help of this message. Now see, let me explain you. In any case, if a student has not understood how this is related to this particular option, so let me make you understand what is the meaning of communication. A communication context can be thought of as an environment or human ecosystem in which communication takes place. So basically it is about communication, which determines the culture, the historical, the psychological, social or physical factor, which is a part of context. So when we say communication as a context, it is nothing but a physical and psychological environment which is related to conversation. Okay, now let's come up with the next question. The question is based on one of the model of communication, a very easy model I have taken for today. Which of the following is Berlow's linear model of communication? So what is the acronym? Which acronym stands to be right? Whether it is SMRC, whether it is SMCR, whether it is SRMC, or whether it is SRCM. So which model of which following relates to which indication for the Berlow's linear model of communication? We have done a question on communication models earlier also. Okay, option number B. So it stands for SMCR. Now what does it stands for? S stands for source, M stands for message, C stands for channel, and R stands for receiver. And this is called as the Berlow's SMCR model of communication, where the source is involved with skills, attitude, knowledge, social system, culture, including the receiver, that is sender and receiver. The message consists of content, elements, treatment, structure, code, whereas channel consists of all the skills: hearing, seeing, touching, smelling and tasting. So this is a part of what? This is a part of Berlow's SMCR model of communication. So the acronym for that was been asked. Okay, now coming to assertion and reasoning question. So there was yesterday a lot of confusion. I'm taking assertion and reasoning on daily basis, but make sure that assertion and reasoning are related to what? Same way. Assertion and reasoning, what question is given, based on that you have to see the reason. So classroom communication is pre-decided by social and institutional demands. Okay, that is the assertion. For that, the reason they have given: positive educative actions should guide learners to acquire knowledge of social significance. So what does it means? Okay, whether it is true, whether it is false, whether it is the explanation is correct or it is wrong, you have to state that. I'll read the question once again for you. A classroom communication is it's one which is pre-decided by social and institutional demands. It is already pre-planned or pre-structured. Against that, the reason they are given: positive educative actions should guide learners to acquire knowledge of social significance. So what does it indicate? What option stands to be right? Okay, yes, question number 5. There is a doubt with the students. So if you see question number 5, both the assertion and reason are true. When we say classroom communication, yes, classroom communication has to be decided with the social and institutional demands. That is how you want your child or the children to grow up. And for that, we need to have a positive educative actions which will help the students, the learners, to acquire the knowledge which is of social significance. So it plays an important role in the societal life, and hence it is a part of what? The classroom communication. So assertion is also right, reason is also right, and the explanation is also correct. Anyone, in case if still have a doubt, can just ping in the chat box. I will take it once again. Okay, now question number 6. Question number 6 states that the ability to communicate effectively. So now see, what is moreover impactful over here is effective communication. So when we say the ability to communicate effectively, what does it means? Does it says that it depends upon educational level? Is it a natural talent that cannot be learned? it always depend upon the use of technology, or it can be learned. So what it indicates? Effective communication states what, or says what? What is the meaning of effective communication over here, or which option stands to be right with respect to effective communication? Okay, waiting for the answer. In case if you're not understood any options, or you're not able to guess it, just let me know. I'll just give the clear explanation for that, but try to attempt the answers. It will give you a different confidence level for your preparation of unit. So the ability to communicate effectively indicates what? It indicates that the effective communication ability can be learned. It does not depends on, yes, Vinod, very correct, it does not depends upon any educational level. It's not a natural talent, it can be learned also. It always depend on use of technology, no, it is the ability or the quality which can always be learned. So if you want to have effective communication, how can you do that? It can be done with the help of learning process. Okay, very good. Now let's come to question number 7. Now question number 7 states that if it is assumed that communication has no beginning nor end, so there is no start point or no end point, then it will be called as what? Is it called as mediation? Is it called as process? Is it called as interaction? Or is it called as transaction? When we say that communication does not have a start and end, so what does it indicate? Is it indicates the process, mediation, interaction, or transaction? Yes, question number 7. Okay, 7 students have started answering. Okay, others also just get motivated and start answering. You can use your chat box for answering. Yes. So when we say communication is a process with no beginning and no end, so it is called as what? That is, the meaning is process. So process indicates what? A circular path or a cycle which does not have a beginning or an end. So it is something which is involved as, on a continuous basis, no start or no end, and hence the right answer turns to be what? Right answer turns to be process. Okay, a cyclic process. Good. Now the essential components, we have done this answer yesterday, but question yesterday, but in different form. So just remember that the questions can be twisted with different option. Do not recall, okay, that question, this was the option, the same it will be. So try to read the question very properly. The essential components of communication are what? So what are the components of communication? They have listed all the components like source, message, interference, channel, receiver, feedback, context, sign, source, destination, interaction, correlation, sign, symbol, understanding, communication, communicant, symbols, understanding, purpose, idea, opinion, non-verbal, and reaction. So what does components stands to be? What are the components of communication? Okay, great. We have started getting answers immediately. Yes, others, very good. Others, those who are not answering, as I said, just by seeing your fellow mates, just ensure that you're motivating yourself to answer and test how much preparation you are at what level of preparation. So okay. So let's see what exactly the components are. So yes, the components are the source, that is the sender, the message, the interference, the channel, the receiver, the feedback on the context. If you remember, this I have showed you with the help of diagrammatic presentation yesterday. Today I have brought it in the form of theory. So when we talk about communication process, it is broken down into 8 essential components. So just remember the number in case if comes with number. So one is the source, that is the sender. Then the source stands for what? The source stands for the sender. Okay, then we have message, we have channel, we have receiver, feedback, environment, context, and interference. And this results into what? These are nothing but the components of communication. Okay, there are totally 8 components. Remember the number in case the question can be twisted, and if asked with number, you should know about that. Now, a message can only be deemed effective when. So when the message can be understood that it is effective or it is deemed to be effective, on what basis? Good communication skills are used, repeated back as proof of understanding, understood by receiver and produces the desired response, delivered in interpersonal communication. So when it is said that communication is effective in what of the following situations, which of the following options, whether it is good communication skills, repeated back as a proof of understanding, understood by receiver and the desired response, delivered in interpersonal communication. Okay, question number, okay, 9 students have already started. Good speed. Very good. Others also. Reshma has already answered. Yes, waiting for others also to revert back. Okay, fine, great. Says yes. So when we talk about a message which can be deemed to be effective in what situation, so it is when the message is understood by the receiver and produces the desired response. Now see this very well. Now what is the options given is good communication skills are used, okay, but it does not says that whether the message is passed on and understood as per desired information, so that it makes incomplete. Repeated back as a proof of understanding, but that doesn't mean that the understanding is same level which the sender wants. Delivered in interpersonal communication, no, it is not important, it has to be interpersonal, it is in any form. So when we talk about a message and when we talk about its effectiveness, it has to be understood by receiver and it has to produce the desired response which a sender wants, and then only we can say that the message deems to be effective. Okay, let's go to question number 10. Now question number 10 talks about learning to communicate with others. So when we say that we have to learn, or this is a skill which has to be learned in order to communicate with others, what does it indicate? Eliminating listeners all the noises, physical noises, never being understood, establishing rewarding relationship, or all the above. So what does it indicates? The question is that learning to communicate means what? Yes, waiting for the answer. Question number 10. Question number 10 started. Okay, very good. Yes. So when we say that learning to communicate is others is the key to what? It is basically the keys establishing the rewarding relationship. It means that which ensures that the relationships are encouragement one. So that is what the indication of learning to communicate with others. It has to be rewarding. Okay. Yes, I hope it is clear. Sarojini, Reshma, just ensure that you are reading the question very clearly. You said that it is option number all above, but never been misunderstood. There are communication moments where many times there is a misunderstanding. So we can't ignore the fact that yes, some communication, when they are not clear, when there is an ambiguity, they are misunderstood. Okay, fine. So that's the reason we have to eliminate option number B. Option number D will not be a part. Eliminating listeners, all the noises, it is not, because noise is a part of a cycle. So we can't eliminate. It can be in other or some way. Okay. Yes. Coming to question number, Lata, very good afternoon. We have 10 questions to go now. So you can just catch up with the remaining questions. During the communication process, the message is converted to the symbolic form called what? See, there are many such questions on this particular type of wordings, but every time the question differs, the meaning differs, the options differ. So read properly and answer. During the communication process, the message is converted to a symbolic form, which is called as what? Decoding, encoding, depassing, or expanding. It results into what? Yes, question number 11. Okay, so let's see what's the right answer. Yes, options are given. So during the communication process, the message is converted. See, converted. It has been sent by the sender, but it is converted in a symbolic form. So it is called as what? It is called as encoding. If it is passed on in the initial state, it will be decoding. Okay, fine. Now, coming to question number, okay, in case anyone still is confused with encoding and decoding, for them I'll just take a quick revision. So encoding is the process of turning the thoughts into communication, whereas decoding of a message is how audience member is able to understand and interpret the message. Encoder, the one who encodes, okay, uses a medium to send the message. It can be in the form of phone, it can be a call, email, text, face-to-face meeting, or any communication tool. So it is basically the process of interpretation. Decoding is basically the process of interpretation and translation of coded information into a comprehensible form, that is comprehensible, which is inclusive of everything what is expected. Fine, all the answers are right, but see, many times many twisted sentences can be taken, so you just have to understand in detail meaning of the topics. Option number, yes, Lata, now okay, you want me to explain the meaning, you want me to explain the option number 3 and option number 4. Okay, now when we say expanding, okay, like let us take first is option number 3, that is dispersing. It means it is whatever you read or whatever you understand is not very clear. Okay, so there is some type of unclarity, so that is called as dispersing. Okay, is it option number C and D is clear with you? Both option number C and D goes negative, and hence they cannot be a part of the question. I'm moving ahead. Still, in case if you have a doubt, you can please put it in the chat box. I didn't get any message from you, so as of now, just proceeding further for the next question. Okay, one's own description as a person is what? Read the question very carefully. See, you may feel everything is same, but understand it very well, the question, and come to the answer. One's own description as a person, is it called as self-concept? Is it called as self-perception? Is it called as self-awareness? Or is it called as self-respect? One's own description as a person indicates what? Okay, we have got an answer immediately. Question is easy, but you have to keep a tap on the words. Your words can confuse you. So one's own description as a person is called as, see, here it is given Lakshmi, see, it is given as description. Okay, perception, it means our belief. We do not, I mean to say, it is belief. Awareness, it's to make one aware about or prevent about, and respect, it's something dignity. But when we describe our own self, when we when we talk about own self, it is called as our self concept, which we are disclosing. Fine. To 12th, self perception will not come. Please try to understand. Self perception, it means what you think about yourself. Here they are saying what you are describing about yourself. So when you describe, you take into consideration positive, negative, both the points. Okay, and then it is called as self concept. Next, which of the following term describes the communication between two people that involves sending and receiving of message? Which of the following term? Now this is called as the terminology. They are telling you to understand or answer the terminology when two people that involves sending and receiving of message, where sending and receiving of message is involved, what it is called as? Yes, question number, okay, started getting answers. Fine, I'll just wait for everyone to come with that, and then we will go for the right answer. Okay, Yes. So the right answer is didactic. Now, anyone who is not knowing the everyone has answered correctly, but whether you know the correct meaning or not, Namita, you have understood the general meaning, but what they are saying, transaction is okay, fine, but this transaction is not related to any commercial. It is about sending and receiving of messages. So when we say didactic, it means a lasting communication of ideas between two people, where didactic, basic didactic meaning is which is related to, which is basically bringing a relation. So when two person interact, no, it creates a relation, and hence it is called as what? It is called as the didactic communication, which has an intense or impact in the form of communication. Tattu Mondal C. I have, what is the question? Two people are interacting by sending and receiving the message. Now when it happens, when the people want to create a relationship, so it can be for any form, like for example, right now I and you, I am sending the message, you are receiving the message, but what is the purpose of this? That I have to make a concept clear. So when I want to build that relationship of clearing the concept, it will be called as didactic, because didactic communication is something which is based on relation, which is based on a reason, which has an impact, okay, and not transaction, because we are not ending up into any commodity or product. So transaction means you're least bothered, but here we are bothered with the understanding, and hence it is called as didactic. Okay, keep it simple, do not get very complicated with the explanation, otherwise when the same question is, same term is used somewhere else, you become, you get confused. Fine. Now question number 14. People who engages in frank and open expression of their feelings. Reshma, okay, Reshma, see, interpersonal communication, when they have not given that, okay, when they give types, no, so that time they can use the same example with some addition, but here it was decoding, encoding, transaction and didactic communication. Okay, they can use the term, but they can twist a question. But you're right, okay? Fine. Now, people who engage in the frank and open expression of feelings are considered as what? Aggressive, rude, assertive, inconsiderate. Now, this question is very easy to answer if you read the options very correctly, and if you understand the meaning of the terms, you will come up with the correct answer. Yes. Waiting for the answer, everyone, for question number 14th. Easy, it is very, I don't think so it should take much time. Okay, started with the answers. Others, read it and carefully answer. No worries. Take time, but come up with the right understanding and right answer. Okay, so yes, people who are open and frank with the expression of feelings, this is others. See, aggressive, rude and inconsiderate is the negative impact. So one positive is assertive. Assertive is nothing but they are, they are open, frank with a positive vibe, and hence the right answer is assertive. Okay, now let's go to question number 15. Now here is a new topic. In case if you know this topic, you will be able to answer properly. Okay, now see, what it tells is that a low context culture is where one this is repeated, sorry. A low context culture is one where most of the information is unspoken, most of the information is explicit, most of the information is apparent, and most of the information is non-existence. So what is low culture? This is actually a key term. If you know the meaning of low context culture, you will be able to understand the answer correctly. You will be able to give the answer correctly. Otherwise, it will lead to confusion. Yes, waiting for the right answer. But as I said, you should know the meaning of the word low context culture. Question number 15 on the screen, everyone. Okay, yes, getting the answer, but answers are differing. So that's what I told. If you do not know the meaning, no, it will differ. Okay, yes, I have the statement for this also. Let's first understand. A low context culture means what? First, let us understand that it is something which helps, or it is the culture that communicates the information which is direct or precise in nature. Okay, so now see, if you see here also I've given an explanation for your understanding, but mark and keep it in your notebook, please. This is very, very important. It is a part of and how it is, from some it is related to communication, but in syllabus or many of the books this is not noted. So just mark it and keep it. So when I say low context culture, it means a culture that communicates the information directly, or you can use the word explicitly or precise way. And contrast to that is the high context culture, which communicates with indirectly, and it is heavily relying on non-verbal language. So like for example, the states of America, that is United States of America, is a country which adopts low context culture, whereas countries like India and Japan, they are into high context culture, where they heavily use indirect or the non-verbal language. And US, that is United States of America, is morely into direct way of communication. So see, this is a part which, yes, I hope everyone is very clear. Low context, low, it means which is something which is explicit, which is direct. Okay, the meaning of explicit, it means direct, and hence option number B is the right answer. Hardly, I think no one went right. It means you're not aware of this meaning of the word low context and high context. Now it is very clear, or if you want, you can, I'll just clear the screen. You can just take a screenshot and keep. It will be helpful. Or if you have mentioned a notebook, you can please, wherever you write your important handy notes, you can write in that. Okay, fine. Yes. Now, everyone went wrong. I hope everyone, no, Vinod was right, but others, I hope you have corrected your understanding. Fine. Now see, immediately I brought a next question on high context culture. Now let me see how you can, answer this. A high context culture is one, much of the information is about the context or the person, much of the information is spoken, people make use of sign language, or much of the information is unspoken. Now, if you understood the concept, this answer should be right now. Okay. Ankit and others, Ankit also and Chattu, have you heard to my explanation what I said? Again, okay, let's see. So high context culture is uh, culture is the one where much of the information, see, what they are saying is that it is unspoken. It means we are making use of non-verbal language. Here what you marked as option number 1, much of the information about the context or about the person, no, it does not tell anything like that. Much of the information is spoken, no. Now here they are saying that people use only sign language. No, it is not sign language, it is any form of non-verbal language which indicates unspoken. Please be very careful. You small mistakes will cost you a big, I mean to say, will definitely reduce your marks. So you have to ensure that you are very careful when you are option number C, it indicates that only sign language is used. So non-verbal does not consist only sign language. It is, we can call it as unspoken information. Okay, fine. Now yes, the primary channel, question number 17, the primary channels used by individual to communicate with other, primary channels, that is radio, television, email, tone of voice, sight and sound. What is the primary channel of communication in the process of communication when we communicate with others? What does it use? So the options given are radio, television, email, tone of voice, sight and sound. Okay, Yes. 17th, others, confusion. You can at least try to answer. Let us see. Waiting for everyone to answer. So the primary channel when it comes to communication is the sight and the sound. Okay, many of you went right. Others, those who have not, please remember sight and sound. If you remember, non-verbal communication plays an important role. So that's the reason it will result into what? Sight and sound. Okay. B, no, it's D. Okay, many of went right. Lata, I hope you also got it. It's not tone of voice. Non-verbal plays an impact more as compared to verbal. So it's sight and sound. Yes. Now, question number 18. Encoding is important for what? Encoding is important in what way? Encoding is important for to encourage the feedback, to eliminate the noise, to produce messages, and to ensure decoding of message. What will be encoding used for? Encoding is majorly used for what, or is important for what? Wait a minute, my some messages are skipped. I will just look at the messages. Meanwhile, you will answer. Okay, so yes, I hope Lata you remember this rule. It's very important. Okay, so encoding is important in order to produce the encoding, which is done by the sender. So it indicates producing of messages. Okay, and converting of messages, which is decoding, and converting and getting understanding the desired interpretation is decoding. Very good. Okay, simple question, but I hope it should be paid. It should be done with lot of attention. Yes. Now, question number 19. Which are the three important components? Which of the three components are a part of human communication process? So now see, do not get confused here. They have twisted the question, but just be careful and answer them. Which of the three components are important part of human communication? Message, recording, feedback, noise, feedback, jargon, message, noise and feedback, message and critiquing. So which of them stands to be what? The important components of human communication process. Yes. Okay, question number 19, very good. Okay, so which of the three components are important? Yes, message, noise and feedback. Very, very important. Noise is a distraction, which is a part of communication process. Message, which has to be conveyed, and feedback, without which the communication cycle is not completed. Okay, yes. So coming to the last question of the day, ensuring that everyone should get this question correctly. In communication process, to encode means to what? What does encoding in communication process means? Translate idea into code, interpret a code, block a pathway between a sender and a receiver, and speak to large group of people. What does it indicates? Question number 20, everyone. Linear model does not includes that. Specific noise is the a part or a process of communication process, Chattu. Just remember this. I do not have the diagram today. Yesterday I have shown noise is one of the element you can tell of communication process. Okay. This question is based on the communication process. So be careful in that. Yes, I'm just waiting for everyone to answer this question. If your question is what I hope I have clearly understood your question. And if model also you want, in specifically in model, it's Shannon and Vivo model. But this question is not on model, it is on process. Okay. So yes, in communication process, to encode means to what? To translate the ideas into code. Yes. Chattu Mondal, your doubt is clear. When I say noise, it is a part of communication cycle. And it's specifically if you're asking me for model also, so it is Shannon and Vivo model. I hope your both the doubts are clear. Okay, fine. So yes, that's all for the day. We had yes, Lata, I take everyday live classes. I am only juggling with times. Nowadays, tomorrow also my live classes will be between 1 to 2. Okay, but my live classes since last almost 1.5 years I'm taking live classes on daily basis. Okay, so you can just refer to the channel in case if you are looking for your preparation. There are a lot of videos which are done from Jan. So Jan 2020, all the fresh videos are uploaded. If you want, I will come up with the crash course also soon. Timings right now it is 1 to 2. Okay, 1 to 2 is going on. Fine. And every day it is except Sunday. Every day live classes are there. Fine. So yes, thank you everyone. Any new student, if you feel that you really need to speed up your preparation, we are doing our best for you. So you can just go to the channel, just see the videos. If you really are interested to get a notification, you can subscribe and prepare yourself best for your upcoming examination. Okay. Next class topic, no, I am planning to bring something different. Communication 3 days I have done. Tomorrow I am planning to take something with respect to either communication, that can be one option, or something with mixed things, like for example higher education, or maybe a common questions on all paper 1. But right now I'm focusing on unit wise, so I don't want to break that tempo. So you will come to know, I'll put a notification, so you'll come to know which class I'm taking. 99% it will communication I'll wind up. I will start fresh topic from Saturday then. Okay, research is already done, Lata. Research and teaching aptitude is already done. If you want, I'll take it again once this entire cycle gets clear. Okay, one marathon I'll take for research. Fine. Tomorrow's timing will be 1 to 2. So tomorrow be live from 1 to 2. Tomorrow will be have class from 1:15. 1 it means 1:15. Okay. Thank you everyone. Tomorrow we'll have some fresh questions just to give you a boost to your preparation. So see you tomorrow in the live class. Thank you.